just like any other Monday night, except tonight I've decided in a couple of days' time on Wednesday I'm going to do Attack of the Buns. It's a 300 kilometre, 5,000 vertical metre, 3-day bikepacking route that originally came to be by some crazy soul in around about 2017 to make a bikepacking route from Canberra to Sydney or Sydney to Canberra, not sure which. This is the middle section out of that route. It goes from Bungendore, which is just a little on the north side of Canberra, to Braidwood, then Nara, Kangaroo Valley, and then up onto the plateau that is the Southern Highlands to finish at Bundanoon. It's a big undertaking. The middle section I haven't ridden before. I've done some, well, 2/3 of it I reckon, the first bit and the last bit. That middle bit though, I have no idea of what it's like. I know that it's going to be super rough though. They just had a couple of, I think it was like Sydney to Summit event, which actually went the reverse way through that same section, and from all reports it's making people put their bikes on Gumtree and rack it, as well as probably snapping a few carbon gravel bikes from what I can tell also. So I'm pretty wary about that. I'm going to change my bike setup. I also think I'm going to treat it like a race, so I'm going to try to get my buddy Troy to come out either on the motorbike or in the car to provide bottles and like a feed zone, mobile feed zone for me. So I'm sort of thinking about it sort of like a race and like an FKT. I haven't been able to find an FKT. I don't know if there is a fastest known time at the moment at all for it. So I'm just going to go and do my own fastest. At the feed zones, I'm just going to apply my own rules. So normal feed zone rules, no changing wheels, no changing bikes, none of that sort of stuff. You can grab bottles, you can grab food, basically the things that you can put into a small bag, just to keep it realistic, keep it pretty honest, I suppose. Seeing as there's no fastest known time that I can find to beat, I'm going to aim for around about 12 hours. It's certainly going to be a tough ride. As I said, the middle section's real rough. The first section is, from what I know, quite smooth and fast, quite rolling. The last third from Nara over Mount Scansey into Kangaroo Valley and then up Morelia Pass up to the Highlands is absolutely brutal. I have done that once before, and I think that that's probably about 3,000 vertical meters in the last sort of 2 to 3 hours. So certainly real hard at the end. Weather looks good. It's probably why I called it. I've been wanting to do it for quite a long time, but I just thought, hell, weather's looking alright. I can ask for the day off tomorrow. Let's get it done. So, talk you through it. I've got the drone now, so see if we can get some footage with that as well. Talk you through my food nutrition. I think that I'm going to run some pure race fuel in the bottles. Try not to stop for any donuts or anything like that, just to keep the wheels rolling, but see what happens. Will I survive? I don't even know. Will the bike survive? Who knows? I don't know. So we're setting off from Bungendore. Troy and I here are getting ready, getting my kit on. Got some fresh park up kit for today's adventure, some chamois butter, Buns are sliding on, all my nutrition's in the box, ready to roll. Drink bottles are filled. In my drink bottle for this ride, I've actually decided to go with the pure race fuel, but with a gel in there as well. So a race fuel is 90 grams of carbs and 650 milligrams of sodium. Then I'm actually popping on top of that a pineapple gel, which is a further 25 or so grams, which is bringing each bottle to 115 grams of carbs. I'm trying to smash these back at about 1 per hour, but at the intensity that I'm riding at in this ride, which is, to be realistic, pretty cautious, because I obviously don't want to blow myself up. As I get further and further into it, I actually start to feel fuller and fuller, to the point where I'm obviously not riding at the intensity to need that many carbs per hour. So finish after about sort of 8 or so hours and 8 bottles of the carb mix. I actually just go back to a normal pure hydration. My flavour pick for this ride is the lemon one, which is 37.5 grams of carbs per bottle, and I think it's around about 350 milligrams of sodium. So not a huge amount. A couple of other things that I sort of sneak in along the way is I mentioned that when I get to Nara, I'm pretty keen to get a caffeine drink, and I smash a Monster back there, and also have a can of Solo when I get to Kangaroo at the servo stop there before the main or the final climb of the day.
Hey, so I'm about 15 in now, a bit foggy, nice and cool. Nice day for a sunrise, hopefully soon. Just trying to roll this road bit nice and quick. Gravel road sign, how good. Talaganda National Park. First national park for the day.
This first section of the trail from Bungendore through to Braidwood is generally pretty fast, and it's also pretty dry, but as you can see there are a couple of river crossings. None of them are that deep on the day that I actually choose to do the ride. I think that this one's like not even quite hub depth, but I think I end up with a slightly wet shoe. No big deal, but you actually notice that there's a little bit of vibration. The trail itself isn't actually super smooth, so I'll put some mountain bike tires on my gravel bike for this ride. Seeing a couple of other people do it in Australia and over in America as well made me think, let's give it a go and see. The middle section, the Endrich River trail section of this ride, which I know is super duper rough, is the main motivator to running the bigger tire. Clearance is probably only about 5 mil on either side in the fork and on the chainstay in the back end of the bike, but I find that as long as it's not going to get super muddy, I'm going to be fine with the amount of clearance that I've got. Running about 25 psi in the front, a little bit more in the back, and I find that it's smoothing out a lot of the bumps, good for traction, easy to control. You can see I really pull it up nice and quick for this big, I suppose, little creek crossing, big puddle. The trail is obviously quite soft. It has been raining pretty flat out the previous couple of days in Sydney, but I double checked the weather like probably every hour for the last 24 hours or so, and I know that the weather's meant to be pretty clear, and I'm not meant to have a massive headwind or anything like that, but just mindful that my clogging up the mud on the tyres is something that I need to avoid, so looking to make sure that I try to keep the bike as mud free as possible. This is the main climb, I suppose, of the first section. It might be a couple, 250 metres vertical overall, so it's certainly not a massive monster of a climb, but just one to slow it up and bring the average back a little bit. In this first section, it's probably one that I think that I should be able to achieve 30 kilometres an hour average, which I think I just get pretty close to it, but conditions being a bit softer means that you're not quite rolling as quickly, but it's good through this first section. I've got a good vibe on the bike and things are flowing quite well. It's nice and cool, but not too cold as well. I've got the arm warmers off, no jacket or anything like that, just an undershirt. Good vibes out there at the moment. The Insta360 really picks up some cool angles, and you've got the whole, and you can see the whole forest and the sunrise and the trail and everything like that as well.
Nearly 2 hours in, rolling real nicely now. The instant 360 did jump off on a rocky descent though. But good vibes. Running towards Braidwood now, so might make it pretty close to my guesstimate of 2 hours, 30 average, so see how we go. Pretty amazing out here, like just amazing views, and gravel's pretty lovely. Keep it rolling.
This second section of the ride from Braidwood to Nara is northeast. Got a good flow on at the moment, just trying to keep the chain tight and keep rolling along, keep that average up. The road is it's between like rough bitumen and I suppose smoother gravel. Lots of rolling little hills, a couple of sharp little pinches in this section. Like on the profile it looks pretty flat, maybe even very slightly downhill overall, but there's certainly enough like little rollers and uphill pinches out of the little creek crossings and stuff like that it definitely takes a little bit of a toll. Last time I did this certainly had a headwind and it made for an extremely long bit of riding.
Stepped over the 100k mark, feeling good, so Braidwood, done the next lumpy gravel section, now just on the tar heading towards Canberra. So about 10k out from there, about 9:30. Next section is the bit that I'm probably most worried about. Endrich River trail is quite rough. I'm going to have to go slow to make sure I don't crash. Or we're now on Endrich River Road. Apprehensive, but it is what it is, so let's see what it's going to bring. Just went through one of the rivers, pretty rough, bigger rocks. It's just narrowing down more and more. See how we go. Endrich River so far is going well. It's I think a lot less used than the other fire roads and gravel sections that I've ridden on this route. I think we've got about 2/3 to go still before we hit the highway. There's some big grav. Whoa. Gonna need 2 hands here. Feels pretty damn remote out here. Pretty amazing. Also, definitely getting rougher. So, looking forward to having it done. Nearing the end of the Endrich River section. Certainly has been muddy. And it's not so much just rocks, it's just how slow going. There's grass and steep bits and tough living. Hey, contact's over. Just about at 180k. Oh, this bit is just going on forever. Even though it's meant to be downhill, it certainly doesn't feel it. Looking forward to a little lunch break at Nara, so one big climb out of Yarwall before that though. Keep on trucking. I'm up the Yarwall climb, a bit of a good vibe, so yeah, definitely legs are not fresh. I'm at 196 kilometers now. Looking forward to an energy drink and some cold water to pour on my head. Keep rolling. The strategy, just keep rolling.
Nara done. Energy drink in the body. Legs are starting to roll over a little bit better again. This section out to Mount Scansian into Kangaroo Valley is a lot of gradual uphill, a lot of rollers and stuff like that. Just trying to stay on top of the gear, keep it rolling. Gravel's nice and smooth along this section, and the Mount Scansian climb is nice and smooth as well. So really, again, just trying to keep the average speed up, keep the fuel intake going, stay out of trouble with anything mechanical. With the gravel roads nice and smooth and the big tyres on the bike, it's a lovely ride along this section. I definitely would recommend this bit in a smaller loop, or even just like a little out and back mission even. Here comes tech support. We've done Nara. This is Mount Scansian, just about to kick off. Let's get it done. I think it's worth mentioning my pacing at this point, like on the climbs and things like that. I'm certainly riding to a feeling, or maybe like even a heart rate sort of power number. Heart rate wise, I'm really just trying to stick around like a zone 2-ish sort of, or upper zone 2, 150 on the climbs. So power wise, maybe 270-ish as like sort of the top end. By trying to keep it with that, it means that you're not going to burn too many matches and you're not going to go too deep in the tank either. So it's more just about, as I keep saying over and over again, it's just about keeping it rolling, keeping the cadence up as much as you can, and avoiding as much muscle fatigue as possible.
Mount Scansian's done, tick that box. Still on the roll down, hopefully mostly down to Kangaroo Valley now. And then the last push. good vibes, actually. I've only stopped for like 10 minutes the whole ride so far in 9 hours, 12 minutes of riding. So, happy with that. So here we go. Turning off the main road into the fly road for a couple of k's of four-wheel drive track, and then the challenge begins. The run into the climb sure is nice. So green and lush. It's just down below. Just waded through it, so nice cool feet. Get into this climb. 6 k's of near bird. The climb is done. I have an hour and 5 minutes to do 33 kilometers to get it in under 12 hours. So, see how we go.
Good feelings now that the climb's all done. Definitely got to push on to this last hour or so. Got only a little bit of rain during the day, which is probably just after this shot was taken from the car. Got a little bit muddy to finish off with, but I think the vibe was pretty all-time by the fact that I knew that I was like really close to the finish and the target time that I'd been working towards. Body's tired, but just keeping it rolling.
8 k's to go. Home stretch, no more climbs. Feeling pretty toast. Glad I did it though. Man, what a journey. Yes, 6:02. Started this morning in Bungendore at 6:04. I think I'm going to count that 12 hours elapsed time.
A big thank you to everyone that makes rides like this possible. Troy for feeding me and driving me there and back on the day. All the bike and brand sponsors that look after me, as well as lovely wife and family at home. Thank you so much, and looking forward to the next one already.